true, chilling, exploring forest horror stories. Story 1. The Silent Forest. 2012, a group of friends decided to explore the Black Forest in Germany, known for its dense woods and rich folklore. They set out on a weekend hike, eager to discover hidden paths and ancient trees. First day went smoothly, with the group enjoying the breathtaking scenery and fresh air. However, on the second day, things took a sinister turn. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they noticed an eerie silence. No birds chirping, no rustling leaves, just an oppressive, unnatural quiet. The group tried to brush it off, but the feeling of being watched grew stronger with each step. That night, they set up camp near a small clearing. As they sat around the fire, they heard soft whispers coming from the darkness. They shone their flashlights in every direction, but saw nothing. Around midnight, one of the friends, Sarah, decided to use the bathroom a few yards away. Minutes later, the group heard her scream. They rushed to her, finding her pale and trembling, pointing towards a tree. Carved into the bark were dozens of strange symbols and an old rusted knife embedded deep into the trunk. They quickly packed up and decided to leave the forest at first light. The journey back was filled with dread. Every snap of a twig or rustle of leaves sent them into a panic. When they finally emerged from the forest, they reported their experience to local authorities. The symbols matched those used in ancient rituals, and the knife was identified as a relic from the 18th century. The authorities advised them never to return, as many who had ventured too deep into the Black Forest had never come back. Story 2. The Vanishing Hiker. In 2017, Daniel, an experienced hiker, set out to explore the rainforest in Washington. Known for its lush greenery and serene beauty, Daniel was excited to document his journey. He planned a solo trip, confident in his skills and preparation. He regularly updated his social media with photos and videos, but on the third day, the updates abruptly stopped. Concerned friends and family reported him missing, and a search party was organized. They followed his trail for miles, finding his campsite intact, but no sign of Daniel. Days turned into weeks with no leads. Search dogs picked up his scent, but it always led to the same dead end deep in the forest. Months later, a park ranger discovered a makeshift shelter far off the beaten path. Inside, they found Daniel's journal detailing strange occurrences. He wrote about feeling watched, hearing footsteps at night, and seeing shadowy figures just beyond the tree line. Something is following me. I can hear it breathing. Despite extensive searches, Daniel was never found. The discovery of his journal led to countless theories, from a wild animal attack to supernatural interference. Locals believe the forest is home to ancient spirits protecting their land, taking anyone who dares venture too deep. Daniel's disappearance remains a haunting mystery, a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the heart of the wilderness. The abandoned cabin. In 2015, Emma and her friends decided to explore the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, an area steeped in legends of the Jersey Devil and other supernatural beings. While hiking, they stumbled upon an old, abandoned cabin hidden among the trees. Despite its dilapidated state, curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to investigate. The cabin was filled with dusty furniture, old photographs, and strange symbols drawn on the walls. As they explored, Emma found a hidden trapdoor leading to a basement. Against better judgment, they descended into the dark, damp space. They found chilled to the buns, an altar with melted candles, animal bones, and a large stained book written in an unknown language. As they tried to decipher the book, they heard footsteps above them. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone. They scrambled out of the basement, only to find the cabin door wide open and the forest eerily silent. And they ran back to their campsite and left the forest the next morning, vowing never to speak of the experience again. Years later, Emma stumbled upon an old newspaper article about a series of ritualistic murders that took place in the 1920s. The victims were all found near the Pine Barrens, and the cabin they had discovered matched the description of the murderer's hideout. Emma realized they had inadvertently walked into a place of dark history, and she shuddered at the thought of what might have happened if they had stayed longer. Story 4. The ghostly campfire. During 19, Mark and his college friends went on a camping trip to the Appalachian Mountains. On the second night, they decided to set up camp near a picturesque clearing. As they sat around the campfire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories, they noticed another fire flickering in the distance. Intrigued and a bit unnerved, they decided to investigate. As they approached the fire, they saw a group of people sitting around it, dressed in old-fashioned clothing. The strangers invited them to join, but something felt off. Their voices were too soft, their movements too fluid, and their eyes too empty. Feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, Mark's group politely declined and returned to their own camp. Back at their campfire, they shared their strange encounter, trying to make sense of it. Suddenly, they heard the distant campfire's crackle grow louder and the soft voices chanting an eerie melody. Mark decided to use his binoculars to get a better look, but when he peered through them, the other campfire had vanished. Their group spent a sleepless night, huddled together until dawn. When they returned to the spot where they had seen the other campfire, they found nothing but undisturbed ground, no signs of a fire, no footprints, nothing. They quickly packed up and left, haunted by the memory of the ghostly gathering. Weeks later, Mark discovered a local legend about a group of settlers who had vanished in those mountains in the early 1800s. Some say their spirits still linger, reliving their final moments around a campfire that only appears to those who dare venture too close.